Okay, well, you guys, I'm super excited about this call. So, you know, we have changed it to once a month instead of once a week, and there's a couple reasons behind that. I really want to be able to free up your time to really get out and do business activities and activities that are going to propel your business forward. And I love meeting, and I love seeing you guys, and I love checking in, and I love connecting with each other. But what's great about our NMDs, and our NMDs and our team, is that they have put together so many calls for us to be able to plug into that I don't want to just duplicate the system and make it harder so that we're just plugging into calls constantly, because that really is not the productive work. So I really want to utilize what they already have set in place for us. So, for example, at 2:30, right after this call, or whatever time zone you're in, we're going to roll right over into our larger shooting stars call, and that's our NMDs lead that call. And who best to learn from than the people that have, you know, been there, done that. And then they have immediately following that call on Tuesdays is for anybody who is a VF trying to qualify their business. And that's a great call to get on if you're a VF and you want to qualify your business, because you're going to be surrounded by all the other VFs that are trying to qualify their business as well. And everybody's on the same page, same team, just working together towards the same goal. And then we have our Wednesday night calls for fast track to sales coordinator and fast track to senior sales coordinator. Guys, I can tell you that other teams don't do this. Other teams don't have all these calls set in place. And a lot of the times the NMDs aren't even accessible to new people on the team. So these calls are so valuable because, again, who best to learn from than the people who have gone before us, who have paved the way and are reaching down. And you'll hear us say this all the time. They want to turn around and they want to pull us up with them. They have hit a national marketing director. They didn't think that it was going to be possible, but they did. And they want to reach back and they want to help us. They want us to get there as well. So I encourage you guys to plug into those calls. And now, since we're doing just these, our Team Solar calls just once a month, just make it a priority. Put it on your schedule to just plug in with us so we can see us right here. I love seeing your faces. I feel like I missed you because it's been a while. Crazy eyes, crazy eyes. I love your crazy eyes. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm going to go ahead. We've got, Virginia, why don't you go ahead and introduce Melissa?
Sorry, I had to find the button. Unmute myself. So this is my brand new team member, Melissa. I am so freaking excited. We knew each other back when our kids were in kindergarten. My oldest, Riley, she's 14. So her Isabella, right? Bella, did you? Yeah. I was like, I don't remember if we called her something like short for it, but that's when we met like so many years ago. And out of the blue, she messaged me. And what was really cool, because that was just a reaffirming, okay, I'm, sharing and people are seeing, because we really, liked each other's posts, maybe commented every once in a while, happy anniversaries, happy birthdays, all those things. But she messaged and she said yes to the product. And then like not even 2 days later, she said yes to the business. And here we are. She's on her first call. So welcome, Melissa, to the team.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's awesome. Share a little bit about yourself real quick? Or?
I'm just a simple stay-at-home mom, 3 kids, and a little bit nervous to start this, but excited at the same time. So hi, everybody.
Awesome. Yay. Yay.
Love it. I don't know. I don't think you can say simple and stay-at-home mom in the same sentence. I'm not, and I have 3 children as well, so I love it. Well, we're super excited to have you, and I got to chat with Virginia and Melissa yesterday on the new rep launch call that Peggy has provided for us, so we got to walk through and do that. So we're super excited to have you, Melissa. I think everybody else knows everybody, right? Is there anybody else new on? Laura, we've done introductions with you, and I'm not sure who just popped on the Samsung phone. If you'd like to identify yourself, you can. Hello? Okay. Well, you don't have to. And that's totally fine. But if you do, we'd love to know who you are. Okay, well, again, like I said, we're just doing this once a month. We want to, oh, it might be Maria. Okay, it might be Maria. we want to just make sure to plug into the calls. So those particular calls that I was talking about, like this one, that's just once a month, the Shooting Stars call, which is right after this one. If you're a VF or if you're a sales coordinator and you're heading for those goals, plug into those calls. Everything else, you guys, is really just kind of icing on the cake. You're going to see when we post in Team Solar, or even if you're in the Shooting Stars page, or if we send you a link of a call to listen to, it's just because it's more information, it's more education for us. And you want to arm yourself with that kind of stuff, but that's really not what's truly important about our mission and what we're doing. What we're doing is we are wanting to get out there. We are wanting to make doing some income producing activities, and also change lives. We want to change lives. Most of us have joined this business because we understand the product. We understand the importance of whole food nutrition and fighting disease, and we want to make a difference in other people's lives. So by sitting back and just listening to call after call after call, and I know I've gotten caught in that trap before, you're not going to make a difference in somebody else's life unless you go out there and you share that information. So plug into those team calls and everything else I said. If you've got time, that's when you build on your education and your resources, and you can plug into some of those other calls. But don't get overwhelmed with all the calls. Be really excited that we have all this information at our fingertips, which leads me into something else. And I'm going to introduce Nicole in just a minute. Hi, Nicole. Glad you hopped on. The Healthy Living Revolution website. I'm going to share my screen because I really hope that you guys are utilizing this page. Can you see this okay? Okay. This is literally a free gift. It's a free gift from our team members, from people that work in the Juice Plus business. They have created this, and you guys, there's free free cookbooks. Okay, you can download this right here. There's free stuff for kids. But what I love the most is under here, and it's the Healthy Living Revolution Live. You've probably seen us post about it. But these are literally doctors getting on and just sharing science-based research and information on multitudes of things. There was one on soy. This one is on the ketogenic diet. And if you didn't have a chance to watch this, I encourage you to watch it. It's fascinating to me. Did anybody else get a chance to watch it? I thought it was really, really interesting how she broke down, and she talks about the difference between meat and fats and protein from meats versus what you're getting from plants. So she does a great job with this, but if you click on previous episodes, you guys can go back and look at all this stuff. She right here, Feeding the Good Guy, she talks about our microbiome, plant power in our inner ecosystem, gluten, the power of enzymes, soy myths, oxidative stress in the athlete. This resource page there's so much out there for people to learn. I love that our company has just kind of put it all right here. Just direct they can be your customers for sure. They can be prospects, anybody you're talking to, and just say, here, check out this Healthy Living Revolution page. Because yes, of course, we want everybody on Juice Plus, but at the same time, we want to spread the education and the awareness that there is a correlation between food and disease. So I really, really highly encourage you guys to utilize that page. If you haven't seen, I posted in Team Solar, Peggy made she whipped up a newsletter, and it's just this great little newsletter that you can just send out to your customers that just shares with them that this Healthy Living Revolution website is available to them. Do you guys have any questions, or do you want to share anything about the Healthy Living Revolution website, if anybody's utilized it for anything? Say hi.
Hi.
Okay, go play. Okay, I love that resource, and I love that our company is just putting all that stuff out there for us for free, for our customers, and it's free to anybody. It's free to prospects, Yes, honey, go ahead.
I like just being familiar with the topics that are on there, and then, you know, when I'm talking to someone, I can just go back, and even if it's an old one, previous episodes, I can just, you know, send that to them. And yeah, I really like that page a lot too.
I think it's great, and I think that's a really great point because, you know, we talk to so many people on just a different spectrum. You know, some people are really interested and they're hearing about this ketogenic diet. Yes, I said yes. Some people want to know more about, you know, soy. Some people, people are everywhere. But here's the thing, we don't need to know all that stuff. I mean, it's nice, like Faye said, to be armed with some of that information, but we don't need to be the experts. Let the experts be the experts, and let's just direct them to this info. And then the choice is theirs. It's up to them from there because they've been educated on it. And it's up to them from there to make that decision. And what do we say all the time, right? We're here to plant seeds. We're planting seeds and hopefully cultivating them. And some people are going to get Juice Plus right away and it's going to make sense. Some people it's going to take a little more education. Some people just aren't ever going to get it, and that's okay. That's when you just say next, move along. I've done my job, and here I go. And this leads me right into something that I've been working on. And yes, I know that I'm a qualifying national marketing director, but this is something I'm going to be working on forever, which is courage. I'm going through a great course right now, which is just talking about courage. And it's, you know, it's one of those things where you're doing something at home and then you go to church and the preacher's like speaking on the same thing that you were just dealing with over here. It's like, oh my gosh, God, okay, you're trying to hit me across the head with it. So that's kind of what's been happening, is that there's just been all of these things that have just been being pressed upon me from all different areas, talking about courage. So if you might have already watched this National Marketing Director's video, because I posted it in our Team Solar page, but I want us to watch it together as a team. And we'll watch it and then we can talk about it. But his name is Anthony. And I believe he's from Australia. I'm going to share my screen, so hang on with 1 second. But he's got a lot of great one-liners in this that just really stood out to me as part of what we do, really. Okay.
Please welcome.
Can you hear that?
New National Marketing Director, Anthony Golay.
And then for those of you who are new, National Marketing Director is the top level of the company. And when you hit National Marketing Director, you get to come out to your song, and then you just give a little speech. Now, because I just said you give a little speech, don't let that scare you away from hitting National Marketing Director. I know I've talked to some of you about that before, because I promise you, by the time you hit National Marketing Director, this is going to be so fun for you. And we're going to be all down cheering and everything anyway. So let's listen to him.
Awesome. Well, what a great way to start. So, Anthony, before Juice Plus, you're a chiropractor, an exercise physiologist, a former Australian Army. You raced the Hawaiian Ironman, and in your spare time, you're a proud father of 3, and of course, husband to this gorgeous woman here. What made you say yes to this opportunity?
Well, it was a long decision. It was 5 years saying no to this. And so I had 3 degrees and 5 wellness centers, and we wrote a book and we produced a movie called Overfed and Undernourished, and it just didn't make sense to say yes to this. But we're doing all those things at the expense of our own values, of health, of vitality, of our relationship, of creating magic moments for our family, and going on epic adventures. And so when I did finally say yes to this, it just made sense. The model made sense, the product made sense, and so we gave it a big fat yes. And we really got what I call success, which is a Grant Cardone term, and it means obsessed with success, but not your own success. And that was definitely the trap we fell in at the start, making it all about us. And you got to get over yourself really fast in this business. And you soon realized if you can get obsessed with the success of your team and serving others, it's really where the magic is. And I think the biggest thing that cripples people's business is when they think about themselves. Because when you start thinking about yourself, you go into self-doubt. And we all do it, right? What do they think of me? Am I enough? Does my butt look big in this? And here's the good news. It never goes away. Not the butt. There's the doubt thing. So, like, I'm freaking out back at the stage. It just never goes away. But we start telling ourselves a story that we're not good enough. But everyone has it. So don't let that be the thing. And this is the thing, guys. This is what I really found. Doubt takes you out of action, but action takes you out of doubt. So I want everyone to repeat after me. When in doubt, take action.
Take action.
That was awesome. Because action's going to be your greatest teacher. It's going to be your greatest income maker. It's going to be your greatest difference maker. And when I say take action, I don't mean face looking. I don't mean going reading another brochure. Doing the stuff that counts. Reaching out to people, picking up the phone, following up that person. Because when you take action, you grow. But your business grows as well. So that's my biggest message today. And I want you to start taking so much freaking action that it actually requires a trap and team as well. Where it's like, oh, I'm so tired. Oh, I don't think I'm good enough. I can't do this. And you start lying to yourself. And if you catch yourself lying to yourself, that's when you can start winning. Because when you start realizing that there's always another level, there's always another standard. And it requires a term which I came up with. It's exhausterated. That's a writer-downer. Exhausterated. It's where you are so exhausted, but you're exhilarated as well. Because you know you've had a day well spent where you've poured into people. You've added so much value to so many people, and you're just, you're so spent, but you've lived your dreams and you've really mastered that art of living. We still got a minute to go. That was awesome.
All right, Anthony. But in wrapping, where to from here?
I didn't think I have to answer this part. So for us, I really think it's about others. You know, when you step into this business and you are an action taker, you think you can just do it all yourself. And we got that lesson early. And so super excited and proud to bring the next lady on stage, the first of our NMDs. But for us, it's really about how can we look back and give this gift to others now, and travel the world with our family. You know, 3 beautiful children, and we love adventure. And so selling my last chiropractic center and just being world travelers and making a difference on a global scale.
Well, we're so proud of both of you. You're amazing leaders. Thank you. Give it up for new National Marketing Director, Anthony Golette.
All right. What do you guys think? Were you inspired by that? I love listening to that. I've probably listened to it 5 times this week. And it's because a lot of that, there's things that I'm still self-doubt that I'm still struggling with. But then also when you talk to new reps or even existing reps or, you know, people in the business that are hesitant to share, it really just comes down to courage, and it comes down to, you know, putting others before yourself. Because if you, like he said in there, if you keep thinking about yourself, what creeps in? It's that self-doubt. What are others thinking about me? But if you get rid of that and you just pour your heart into other people, that's just going to go away. A couple of things that I really liked. Well, he said, of course, get over yourself. Obsessed with serving others. I loved what he said. He goes, in the beginning, he was a little bit obsessed with, and I'm sure all of us have probably been there. We're starting a new business. We're a little bit obsessed with success. We want to hit the goal. We want to hit the next goal. But what we realize as you go through this business model is that you cannot succeed without pouring yourself into other people, without helping other people. I love that it's set up this way, because it takes all the emphasis off of me And it puts all the emphasis onto us. We're all doing this together, and we all get to hold hands and just help each other through this. And it doesn't matter what your goals are, big or small. You know, you want to shoot for the stars and you want to be an NMD like him, or again, maybe you just want to make enough to make your own product. There's still that hump that you have to get over. And that step of courage, that leap of faith that you need to take to share with other people to get over yourself. I learned that, oh, where is it? I wrote it down somewhere. To be a leader, it's, oh, I thought I had it written down here. You know, it's having courage and doing the courageous thing rather than doing the thing that's comfortable, you know? And when I say leader, and I'm not saying you're leading a huge team, but I mean, you're a leader in your own home with your kids. And how easy sometimes is it, or how difficult is it to be courageous and to have to correct your children or discipline when you could just take the easy way out and just be like, I don't care what my kids are doing today. I'm just going to sit on the couch. You know what I mean? So even though I'm saying leader, and we're talking about being a leader and being courageous, you're a leader whether you know it or not. You have people that look to you whether you know it or not, whether it's people on Facebook that are watching you, it's your children that are watching you, it's your friends that are watching you. I mean, we all truly are leaders in our own way. So we have to have that level of courage. And that's where I feel like our team and our community come in to pour into each other. Just like Anthony said in his little chat, that, you know, there's things that you just have to get over. And a lot of that's just that self-doubt. So how do you get over that? You know, first of all, you don't want to listen to the naysayers. I've heard this over and over and over again about if you want to be successful, or if you want to be good at something, you surround yourself by successful people. You don't take, you don't take financial advice from a poor person, right? It's the same thing in the business or in the health and wellness industry. Or if you want to be good at a sport, you don't go to if you want to be good at soccer, you don't go to a baseball coach, or you know what I mean? So that's what part of this community right here is just surrounding yourself by people who have kind of been there, done that. And I'm not saying me, I'm saying I learn from each of you guys every single day as you work towards success in your business and in your life. And it's so much fun to celebrate those successes and those wins. And even if it's not your business, but it's your personal life, you made a personal success in. And that's really fun to celebrate together. Why wouldn't we want to do that? So surround yourself with people that in that culture. And I love that's what our community and our culture is all about, is to just build and lift up and encourage and just all carry each other on this journey. So don't listen to the naysayers, you guys. We're going to surround ourselves by people who are successful. And doubt takes you out of action. Okay. Man, when I first heard him say this, and it was actually at conference, but action takes you out of doubt. And I think I've shared this story before, that Scott always loves it when I'm in a bad mood and I say that my business is like tanking. It's never really tanking, but that like stuff isn't happening. Because, you know, he goes, I know what's going to happen is the next day is going to be amazing. Because I don't let that doubt take me out of action. Maybe for a little bit. But if I'm like in that little kind of pit of, oh, nothing's happening in my business, nobody's replying back to my messages, nobody likes me, they don't want to talk about health and wellness, or Juice Plus, everybody's running away from me. Like, that's not true. That's all self-doubt. But if I get like that, I realize what's happening, and you just have to identify it and put some action in. So what I typically do then is I either host a Facebook event, or I get on and I get some verbiage and I do like a text blitz or a Facebook message blitz, and I just message I just shoot some messages out to people, or I reach out to my customers and ask my customers how they're doing. And inevitably the next day something amazing comes out of that. And when I say amazing, there's different levels of amazing, and it could just be that a customer got back to me and said, I am so thankful that you shared Juice Plus with me. Because that's enough for me to say, that was worth it. This is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm doing this. It's not about me. It's about what they just experienced and how it benefited their family. So I had to learn, and I'm still learning, you guys, and I'm sure you guys are as well, but getting out of your own way. And then one thing that Peggy shared on our call, and if you're on Instagram, I posted it this morning, but Mark Batterson wrote a book. It's called Chase the Lion. He's written a couple of books, and I really like it. But Matthew 25:23 says, well done, good and faithful servant. It doesn't say well thought or well said or well prepared or well organized. It says well done. So we may have all these thoughts and these actions and these things that we want to do, but unless we do them, what's the purpose? We can be very well intended, but unless we do those things, it's well done, good and faithful servant. And so it's what we're doing with what we're learning and what we're sharing. So real quick, I want to show you this resource page. I think I put it on our Team Solar page. But if you guys go to the mission-driven model, and I just want to make this as easy as possible for you guys. If you go to Getting Started, the Getting Started checklist, and down here, message blitzing. I love this. Okay, so part 1, it just helps you formulate some verbiage. Part 1, personal greeting. Use some of this verbiage. Part 2, offer educational exposure. And part 3, end it. You guys can just copy and paste this. Again, make it a personal message and fill in up here why you thought about the person you're sending to. And then shoot that out. And I encourage you, we've talked about text blitzing and message blitzing for a while now, but I encourage you to just take 10 minutes a day or 5 minutes a day or whatever time you have and just utilize this verbiage right here and shoot out some messages, because that is the life-changing activity. Everything else, if we sit here and we learn and we talk to each other, that's not income producing activity. That's not life-changing activity for somebody else. We have to take that next step. So that's what we're here to do, because we, as your leaders, and as people who have gone before you and done this, we know that's what we had to do in order to get where we are. We knew that we had to take that courage, that leap of faith, and just send those messages out. And even if you get a no, it's totally okay. I've gotten so many no's or so many no responses. Crickets. I've gotten so many crickets. And crickets are okay. It's okay because, look, because I didn't stop sharing, Virginia's frontline to me, and she's got team on here. Faye is frontline to me, and she's got team on here. Brittany's like a miracle. She just fell in my lap, but it's because I fast-tracked and worked the system. And then Nicole Larson, can you unmute yourself? And Marsha, there you are, Marsha down here. She's frontline to me. Is anybody else on here frontline to me? I don't think so. But Nicole is my good friend who I've been sharing Juice Plus with for a long time, and she finally just took the plunge. But we coached together. We coached field hockey and taught PE together. We're both Pennsylvania girls. I think you probably read about her in my little blurb on the Team Solar page. But Nicole, can you just, like, in a minute, because we're over time, just share, like, where you're at and why you said yes to Juice Plus?
Well, actually, you're 2 hours ahead of me. I just finished teaching a class, so that's why I was like leaving the university. So I put you on in the car on my way home, and I just got home. So
Okay, awesome.
I did hear you. You probably saw my visor. I don't know how to use Zoom, obviously, but I did figure out how to mute it. So I have to figure out how to turn the video off. But yeah, I finally said yes. I've been watching you, and doing research with Juice Plus for years, and I'm one of those, fitness people that I'm all about whole food nutrition and everything, and I'm not a big supplement taker, but I've had some health issues, and I've had clients, and I'm like, okay, finally, why not? Let's just give it a shot and see what happens. So yeah, I just jumped on board. I'm not a huge business person, so I don't really like that aspect of things. I like helping others, but I think the business part is just going to happen as I just, talk about all the good stuff that Juice Plus has in it. So Anyway, so yes, I'm not a business. I am like, hey, I was always that person that said, well, you need a good multivitamin to bridge the gap. And because you're not eating what you should be eating. So I'd send them to like Whole Foods and send them for a Whole Foods multi or whatever. So then I finally was like, well, why not? Why not do this? Because that's what it is. And add it to my wellness circle. So there you go. That's me. Sorry, I'm like a hot mess. I just taught a cardio sculpt class and
We're usually all a hot mess. It's okay. Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Nicole. I love that. Yeah, you guys, and honestly, Nicole, I think any of us would say we're not business people either. I never intended for this to be a business. I just want to share and help other people. Okay, well, that's it, because we're 3 minutes over. We are trying to get 100 people on our Shooting Stars call. So hop right over onto our Shooting Stars call, and we'll see you guys over there. Thanks for hopping on. Bye, guys.
Bye.